Okay, here we go. Instagram is always delayed. There. Okay. Here we go. I'm sure some platforms are already seeing it, but everything's gotta work. Here we go. Okay. Hmm. Oh, where did you go? Oh, wait, did I lose him? Interesting. I think I lost him. Where did Nick go? He's not there. Okay, well, hi everybody. I lost Nick. He was just here. Let me see. Come back in. Well, it's Facts with Maaxx today, and it's episode 16. And here he is. Okay. No? Me? Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm just popping in to check the sound, and I'm like, where did he go?
Yeah, he just froze. I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Okay, so just talk a little. I just want to make sure the sound is okay.
Hi, hello, testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Oh, no, it sounds good. Just making sure we have no echo always, and we have no echo, so it's perfect. Okay, we're back. Facts with Maaxx, now episode 16. I feel like I've been doing this for ages now, but I've only done it 16 times so far. And today I have Nick here, and I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen the videos because they're some of the craziest ones. And I reshare the one with your dad all the time because it's crazy. And I love because people say, oh, but I want to help my parents, but they're so old now. And I just share that video. I was like, it's never too late. Like, look at this shit. And I
No,
think that
absolutely.
you need to get some more footage of your dad working out because that's badass.
Right. So the first time that we went to the gym together was this
Mm-hmm.
Christmas. Uh, yeah, the first time in my lifetime together, which was, I mean, that in itself was the best Christmas present ever. Along with, I mean, well, first of all, going back to the beginning with my dad, he took multiple COVID vaccines in the UK, and
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, after I think it was his fourth one, he just never really recovered. The immune system was always shot.
Mm-hmm.
He was very weak and frail. It just completely destroyed him. He just didn't recover from the symptoms, and they were blaming it on long COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was heartbreaking to see when it's your parents.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, luckily, thanks to yourself and Josh, you introduced me to the Alovea products, which on paper sounded a little bit too good to be true, especially someone
Mm-hmm.
who likes to try a lot of supplements. Definitely in tune with my system. This just sounded too good to be true. But within first of all, before I was going to give my dad anything, and same approach with my clients, I'm going to try it first and see what I feel, and really get a grip, a feel of the product. Within 2 weeks, I felt a complete difference within myself.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from, I mean, going back 12 months before that, I ran a intensive chiropractic program to
Mm-hmm.
work on my lower back and neck, just injuries from rugby, soccer, life. And I would, during competition and stuff, would be getting a lot of massages, adjustments just to feel good and get across the line.
Mm-hmm.
Within two
So
weeks of
tell people actually before you share that, just tell people a little bit about what you do. If somebody doesn't know who you are, you said competing.
oh, so I'm a personal trainer. I'm based in Southern California, but I'm a Welsh boy from Wales that was adopted from Brazil. Um, I came over to California chasing my dreams, and definitely not designed for the wet weather. So the sunshine brought me here.
Yeah.
And then the love of health and fitness in the area obviously came with a lot more opportunity. And then I'm a natural bodybuilder that's currently chasing the IFBB pathway with the goals
Yeah.
of trying to get to the Olympia stage on the tested stage, on the tested side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's that's who I am. And then off the back of
Oh, you're
starting the
sharing.
product
This is
with
good. Wait a sec. I was
oh,
gonna pull up your page. Hold on. I don't know what I went to. Yeah, you can keep talking. I'm just gonna pull you up.
so, so yeah, I had a love of health and fitness all my life. It became a focal point of my life at one point while trying to get back to America because I was having visa issues. So that's when I fully committed into bodybuilding
Guys,
with
you
the
can look
hopes
like
of
this natural.
yeah, that's like the natural
Actually
way of doing things.
possible. Yep.
It's a slower pathway, but it's without the transaction of health.
Mm-hmm.
Just requires patience.
I know. How old are you?
35.
35. And I mean, I'm 39 and I won my world title 2 years ago. It was a long journey. Yes. Not to say
Yeah.
that I did everything perfect from start. It probably would have been shorter then. But yes, it does take a little longer naturally, but it's absolutely worth it.
So yeah, these kind of products really excite me. You know, this being classed as food technology, again, minimalizing the transaction of health was very appealing. Um, and then when I took it, within 2 weeks, game changer. Just noticing for myself in the evenings, I would always start to get tired. You know, if I hadn't got my things done by around 6, 7 o'clock, like that was it. That's done for the day. It's time to wind down. First thing I noticed was just more mental clarity, focus, and in the evenings, I'm like, oh, I could go do something instead of just wanting to wind down and get ready for the next day. And then as that progressed, I was currently in competition prep, um, and my legs are probably my knees. They've got high miles, so they've been getting a little tender the past couple of years. And then during this prep, and I'm probably 7 shows deep now. Uh, through all like my recorded lifts, my legs got stronger through the cut,
Which
which
is
was
7 shows. That's a lot of shows.
and
That's a
yeah,
lot of shows
yeah.
in a very short period of time.
Yeah, so that's I mean, and just the increase in strength during the cut was just unheard of because I was sitting on around I think around the beginning of the cut 2,200 calories rest
Mm-hmm.
training day, 2,000 rest day. So
Mm-hmm.
I do have to push things low to get lean. So there's
Mm-hmm.
definitely low energy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so for that was just incredible, and it progressed every week. I noticed my skin cleared up. Um, my hair was thicker. Um, Nails grew like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but my skin tightened up. Just everything it was improving, and my neck pain, back pain, minimal. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's obviously aches and pains within bodybuilding. If there's no aches and pains, you're not doing it right to a degree. You know, you're pushing the body hard, especially when you're in that deficit. But to come in, crossing that finish line in the first show in September, I felt bulletproof.
Mm-hmm.
And so within that time, I sent a couple of bottles back to my dad. And being a senior guy, you know, he's not one for taking pills. They're not one for that kind of routine and self care. So it was a battle. But he started taking it, and within the last 12 months, from last Christmas to this Christmas, the changes have been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for example, last year it was watching him not get dressed for the day, feeling tired all the time, super sleepy. We had to be so careful who came around him just because he would
Mm-hmm.
pick up every illness from a slight little sniffle. He'd pick it up and it would knock him back 2 3 paces, and it would take a month to get over. Then, probably within 2 months of dad being on the Alovea, the immune and the limitless, my mum actually got sick, and
Mm-hmm.
we were all, oh, he's definitely going to get sick because they're around each other.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get sick. and even he was
Crazy.
surprised because he was
Mm-hmm.
expecting to get it, and it was just like, okay, wow, there's really something in this. Like, do you, can you be a little bit more consistent now, Dad? Because some
Uh-huh.
days he would take just the one, and then he'd forget about it. Um, and because he had underlying respiratory issues as well, so his
Uh-huh.
chest is weak. So he's been going to the doctor and has to give samples of his mucus and everything. And the last scan that he just had, best one yet, best one to date. They're really impressed. There's almost pretty much progress with that. I haven't had the full details, but I know they were very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that in itself just
And
shows that
when
something
was this
is
scan? Was this recently now?
recently. Yeah, yeah. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was last week.
Oh, perfect. Mm-hmm.
Well, he just got the results back last week. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I went home this Christmas, first of all, to see him up and alert and back to more of his day to day life was just the best Christmas present ever. And then he's gone from within 12 months to barely being motivated to get dressed and so weak and fatigued with that long COVID
Mm-hmm.
to up, having his twinkle back, feeling good, and actually believing in the product as well. Like the
Mm-hmm.
first thing he does now is get up and grab his supplements, well, his food
Yeah.
technology.
This is Daddy here.
So yeah, there he is, big old Reg. And my dad is the back at home. He is the little he's the twinkle. Everybody knows him. We ran a football club together. Dad was
Mm-hmm.
never into health and fitness, going to the gym, but
Mm-hmm.
we ran a soccer club together all through my playing time. And more people back at home know him more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's he's a true gentleman. So just to see him get back on his feet and actually use a product that works and gives people that progress is just phenomenal. And that's just one of the instances that I've been, lucky to share with people. I share this product all with my clients as well, and they've all
Mm-hmm.
had fantastic positive outcomes with it.
Mm-hmm. And so you had results, you're in your 30s. Your dad had results, he's in his 80s. So everyone out there, it's never too late. And the product can be given to anybody. You can give it to a newborn baby, you can give it to us, you can give it to an older person, even an animal. We have
Yeah,
no
it's
toxicity, no side effects.
and again, it's you get some people that just want that one pill quick fix. You have
Mm-hmm.
to understand that it coincides with everything from a healthy daily routine. You don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
a bodybuilder. You have to do a little bit of health and fitness. You got to get that heart rate up. You got to
Yeah.
sweat a little.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have the foundations of a good diet. You've got to be attacking your health and fitness from multiple angles to
Mm-hmm.
get the best results. I firmly believe if you didn't have those things in place as well and you took this, you would feel better. You will get
Yeah.
progress, but
But the
just
good
slowing it
thing
down.
is, so for example, your dad or anybody or most people that start a product, one of the first things that I hear from most people is, you know what? I woke up today and I wasn't like feeling tired when I just got out of bed and I was kind of just ready to do it. I was like, there you go. And then these are the first little steps because it clears out your toxins, energizes your cells. So if you wake up in the morning and you have energy, you're probably going to feel maybe a little motivated to do something, right? Maybe you go train, maybe you
Yeah.
take a hike, maybe you take a walk. So I think that the product is kind of the first step, even for the people like my own mom. My mom couldn't really train, right? So she was just having, but she's still not there. Like she's only on her third, maybe starting the fourth month right now. And my mom went from, everything was just hurting and it was just kind of shitty. Now she's like, she trains a little bit. She's on her vibration. So I got her a vibration plate too. So if somebody is actually
Yes.
brand new and never trained before, take some Acemannan and Betalains and stand on the vibration plate. And if you can't stand, if you are at the point where you can't stand, then sit on a chair and put your feet on it because the vibration plate is actually helping your bone density and your muscle. So you start there. And so my mom, the first time, she was sitting on the chair with her feet because she's like, what if I lose my balance and fall? I said, so sit down. And then she got up on it. She's like, oh, I can stand on it. And my balance is really good now. Now, fast forward a few weeks. She's like, my balance feels really good. Okay, that's great because my mom broke her wrist when she fell outside. So now she's feeling a little better, not feeling like she's going to fall when she's walking. So I think it's still like the first step in getting in there. You're not gonna jump in lifting weights tomorrow if you have, but you're probably, if you have better balance, maybe you'll take a walk. Then you take a walk. Then maybe you try something else next month. So I'm just same. I'm just super excited because you don't have to tell people you have to go lift weights to be okay, and they're like, oh no, I don't, I don't want to do that. No, you'll get there, eventually. So I think it's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, it anything that kind of enables people to feel like, okay, I've got some get up and go about me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just this last month, since coming back from UK for Christmas, I've had a schedule that has been bananas. And we've been trying to connect, it's been back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you now, this time last year, I could never have done that workload. I've gone, 12, 14-hour days, non-stop work, flights,
Doing
traveling. I've been to
focus.
Vegas. I've been out to the desert. Yes, using some focus.
I'm about to go. I have MMA session right after our live, so I'm drinking the core and the focus. Are you using the core yet?
No, I haven't
The
tried the
new
core.
one? So I did a test a couple of weeks ago. So the core detoxes heavy metals out of the body. I have zero. I have zero parasites, zero heavy metals, and zero chemicals in my body.
Amazing.
Yeah. And also I do think the core has been making the hair even crazier too, because my hair was pretty good, but I feel like as again, I have like bad head right now, but if I brush it, it's like it's like this.
And because I seen a clip with you, you had extensions before, right?
3 packs. My hair was so thin, and I said I'm like old enough to have a lot of my issues in my life is not documented because I started my social media really in 2020. I didn't really do anything before that. I didn't take pictures of shit. I didn't record like every move I make, So I had pictures. I had pictures on my arm, but I don't have pictures on my knees. I don't have pictures of anything about my scoliosis. I don't have pictures of how I don't. What woman wants to take pictures of their fucking scalps?
Of all the insecurities.
Why would I
let me
do
put those
that?
on blast.
Do you know how much time I used to spend in the mirror looking at the back of my head? Like I got to the point where I don't want to do this anymore, so I got extensions because then I didn't have to care. But like my hair was so thin that my ears would stick out of the hair. That's why I always had my hair up. Anyone who knows me as like a teenager and younger, I always had my hair up somehow. And then the women that do understand, and that's why I got so many DMs and phone calls after that video. Obviously, I've been getting hair extensions, and there are women in my life that have been doing the extensions on me. So they've seen it without extensions.
Yeah.
They know how shitty it was. Maaxx, yo, what's up with that video? I had so many women, and I was
the
like,
secret?
I want thick hair. Bitch, you have an autoimmune disease. You don't want to, that's going to help. That I don't care. I want thick hair. I was like, okay, cool, And then we had Ben, he took 6 immune a day. And his freaking bald spot grew in like 14 days. I mean, that's like the craziest thing I've ever heard. So it's not like, but you too. You said you felt something in 2 weeks. If somebody wants a quick fix pill, this is pretty quick, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
even though you get more and more and more results. I'm on a year now, and I'm still experiencing results. Even though I did feel a little something in the beginning, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I get compliments on because my skin was. I've always suffered. I was
going to pull this in actually. Here we go.
Yeah, I get that. They're the deep like cystic acne. It sits like right under the skin, so they take a long time to go.
Move forward with your face. Do you see the picture, right? It's a huge difference. Look it up.
So for me to get, and that's one of the main reasons why I've also stayed off running any steroids and stuff, because I know I'm susceptible to acne. But to get compliments of people saying like, "What have you done for your skin?" is just unheard of in my world. It's something that I've battled with. I've been on, back at home, I was on antibiotics as a
Yeah.
teenager, in in my
Oh yeah, and
through
that
my
probably
20s on
made it
and
even
off.
worse, right?
Which,
Without
as we
us
know
knowing.
now, again is another transaction of gut health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the change with good skin, again complemented with a good skincare routine, it's just been night and day. And even last week, last month, with all the travel I was doing, I was out in Vegas, then I was out in the
Mm-hmm.
desert. I started getting sick. I was, like almost like a chest infection, I felt like, and it was getting to the point I was running just 2 immune a day, and I was kind of just teetering on the edge. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm in tune with my body. I can tell when I'm coming out of something or if I'm dealing
Yeah.
with it. And I was like, might be losing the battle here. I don't really want to go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So that night, I took 4 immune.
Mm-hmm.
Next day, turned the corner. It's like,
Dude,
oh
I
my
have
god,
heard, and that's
I
that's
feel.
super fucking cool that you only took 4. So I had a friend who had strep throat and fever and flu. Like there was just everything. Text me because we were supposed to do a live, and I haven't done it yet with him. But either way, and he was like, "There's no way. Like I can't talk." He's like, And I said, take 10 of the Acemannan and 6 of the Betalains. Dude, he called me in the morning. He's like, Joe, I'm on my way to work. Listen to my voice. I sound normal. Like everything is gone. And I was like, yeah, I know.
No, it's. I think it was off one of the back of your stories. I saw somebody who, like, upped their dosage to try it. I was
Hmm.
like, man, let me just, let me give this a go.
That's why you
And
carry an extra box at home at all times because something might happen. Like I got I don't even know exactly what the hell I did, but I hurt my hip to the point where I couldn't even walk. Like Joel would try to lift me up and I would almost cry. Like that's how bad it hurt. We have a chiropractor in the gym, like for the fighters. I go to him and I
yeah,
said, "What the hell did I do?" He works on me. He's like, "You have a tear in your hip," and I was like, "How? Like, what did I do?" And he was like, "Yeah, so we plan out this whole thing I'm gonna do and whatever." I got back. I took 12 Acemannan and 6 Betalains for 2 days, and the third day I was back to training, normal, zero discomfort. And I mean, this was pain. So Joel was here, and another friend was here visiting. Dude, I like it takes a lot for me to make a face. I can take
yeah,
pain, but I was like, if you as much as touch me, I almost screamed. That's how bad it was. 2 days, and then I was training.
insane. Yeah,
So it
insane.
totally works. And I also torn something in my knee here a while ago. That one took about a week though. It took about a week for the knee, but I done it to the
And I
other knee,
mean,
and that was like 3 months
even
back
a
then.
week though, if
Yeah.
you would talk about this 10 years ago and go, I tore something in my knee, and within a week I'm okay.
Again,
That
like that is
is
why, and
space talk.
for me, and I'm just gonna say to people what I do. Like I obviously, so we work with a company. So typically, if somebody's a part of this and you have customers ordering as a referral, you get your own orders for free to an extent, right? You don't get like
Hmm.
everything, but I do on top of my free orders in the month. I did one time last year and then I just did it again now. I go in and if you order a lot, you get a lot of discount. Like the more you order, the higher discount. So I
Yeah.
go in and I order for like $3,000. And then I get a bunch of discount on that. So I don't didn't pay that much. And then I have it here. And it's for these kind of emergencies just to have it. And also like a couple of weeks ago, one of my friends got hit by a truck and got screwed up her entire back, and she got a really bad concussion. Like she couldn't even, look in a room with a light. So I overnighted her a box of the Betalains. Dude, a week later she's in the gym. I mean, like these are the scenarios where I want to be able, because the products last. So on the expiration date, I think it says 2 years, but I asked the formulator. He said they last for like 5 years. Like they're not gonna go
Yeah.
bad. That's where I want to have it for. If somebody has an emergency, or Cody, I don't know if you saw our fighter that smashed his entire face in the bare
Yes.
knuckle fight. Yeah, so Joel gave him some of his own products. The dude was fine in 4 days. Like, this is where that extra backup box is actually actually
Crucial.
matters. And I think people say, oh, but I don't have money. Trust me, it's worth it. Because if you get sick, a friend of mine told me now she's been out of work for a whole week. And I'm like, girl, why haven't you gotten the products yet? She's like, yeah, I haven't been able to move. I haven't been able to work. She lost so much money because she couldn't work. And then she's also in pain. And I was like, girl, that shit, you could have been back to work in probably a day or two.
Yeah, it's crazy how people what they prioritize as well.
Mm.
Because people, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It's like, I've seen bar tab, bro. What do you mean you can't afford it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have no issue dropping hundies at the bar,
Right?
but for your health and feeling good,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to do it. Okay.
No. I think it's like I understand in a way because when I first started, I obviously started for other reasons. I saw Joel on a podcast with Alex Jones, and he said I want to eradicate child malnutrition, and my ears just brah, what? So I called him, and I wasn't like interested in getting better because I'm like I'm managing. I'm just this weirdo person. Everyone who knows me knows I don't eat out in restaurants. It's not worth it. I eat my freaking farm food. I'm like boring as shit, just like that. And then I do my deep tissue session and my stretch session and my rehab sessions. Like I'm managing pretty okay, right?
Yeah.
I have pain, but I don't have pain all the time. It comes sometimes when I train or whatever. So I was fine. And the same, I had really bad dust allergies back then. That's one reason when I moved to Vegas, it got better because I was in Miami and my nose, I could never breathe because it's humid and it would swell and, blah. And in Miami, there is so much mold and shit. Moved to Vegas, it got a little better. So some days I couldn't breathe, but some days I could. So, it wasn't so bad. Didn't breathe for like 20 years, so it wasn't so bad. And then so I start the product. Obviously, I listen to everything. I'm like, I'm all about health and everything. Let me try this stuff. But again, like I didn't know because I told Joel, what's it gonna do for me? Like, I'm already living this hippie life here. He's like, just pay attention when you train. He said, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm all about it. And I didn't really expect anything specific. So again, I understand because before that day when you feel game over, like
Yeah.
everything has to be when you apply a feeling to something, you get it because you can watch, even if you watch like somebody you truly know. Do you know how many friends I have that hasn't even tried yet? And they
Yeah.
know everything that was wrong with me. And it's almost like you look at me, you don't believe me. So
And that's
I
the crazy
get
thing.
it.
It's the people that are
Mm,
nearest and dearest are the hardest to
yeah.
convince. Well, not even
Hmm.
convince, but it's just get over that barrier of just
Yeah.
try it.
It's interesting.
The because
No, it was, you
this
just have to find that little one thing. So I realized my hair video. I never even occurred to me to make a video about my hair because to me, I'm like, we help people with some pretty severe stuff. Like we have even
yes.
helped people that are on their deathbed. That's crazy. That's special. So that's what I've been talking about. And I kind of forgot the small things, the skin, the hair. Like most people would be super happy to just have a little nicer hair or nicer skin. Like that would make a huge difference for them, even if they're also dealing with autoimmune disease or
Like
allergies or whatever,
crazy. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We live in a world where we do care about what we look like, right? So I was like, oh,
Absolutely.
wow, I should maybe talk. Like, you should probably make an entire thing just about your face. I bet that would do super well, probably.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a game changer. And
Hmm.
again, just what it's done for my dad is I would ran across hot coals to get those kind of results. And
Yeah.
and we talk every day. I call my
Hmm.
family every day, morning and night. And the first thing he says now is like, "I take my aloe,"
Good. Hmm.
and and now he's going to the gym and he has this new routine, and
Mm.
it's everything's just improving. And watching him get his confidence back and know that this really does help people is
Yeah.
you just got to try it.
Yeah.
There's no other way to explain it, it you know but it really does make a difference. I had a one client who she's an avid pickleball player, like
Hmm.
overplayed anything.
Hmm.
She's 21 plus tax. She's a
Yeah.
mature lady.
Hmm.
She's 60. She had a broken ankle, broken wrist,
Uh-huh.
during COVID, so she has some nasty injuries, and fell in love with playing pickleball. Then that started throwing up some shoulder issues, some neck issues. She got on the product for about 4 months and felt everything, the focus, the clarity, all the pain, everything went away. And she's like, "Oh, I feel as if I plateaued with it. I'm going to take
Mm-hmm.
a little break. I just want to see how I feel."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was not long after you guys had come through,
Mm-hmm.
and she was complaining a little bit about energy and stuff. So I told her about the fuel as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give it 2 months. I just want to see how I feel, and we'll keep going. She said, I definitely think this is giving me a lot of progress. I just kind of feel like I flatlined with it. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
cool, take a break. So she came off it for about 2 months, and aches and pains started coming up a little bit more. And granted, she's playing a lot. I think she plays probably 5-6 times a week. Really, has found this love for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's a lot to be playing,
Yeah,
if you haven't got an
definitely.
athletic background.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so long story short, she got back on it. She came into the gym for our session. I'm never going off. I'm never coming off
Cool.
this.
Well, that's
She's
the
like, I
thing too.
totally
Like,
feel it.
I feel like you kind of almost get used to it. So like I've said this before about my own sister. So my sister had a lot of issues going on, a lot. And one of the
Yeah.
things she had was carpal tunnel syndrome in her hands. So a lot of times I think it came from her one of her pregnancies, but sometimes she couldn't even pick up a glass like this. Like it would be so bad, so much pain, but she's also dealing with a lot of pain and discomfort in her body overall, right? So she
Yeah.
started the product. I sent the product to her, and then one day I get a text, and like I don't necessarily always keep track of my family like that, but she's saying, "Hey," and she's like, "I didn't tell you that I ran out of product," and she had gone to the website, and I guess she wanted to order herself, but it was kind of expensive because the Swedish currency right now is extremely weak. So for a Swedish person to order, it's way more expensive now than
Yeah.
what it should be, right? So she ended up not ordering because she didn't really think that it was doing very much for her anyway. Get a
Mm-hmm.
text, and she just said, "Hey, well," she stopped. I guess maybe I'd only been a week, I think, and she said, "Well, I didn't really think it did much to me, but I would like to tell you that I truly believe in it now because." Only after a couple of days she couldn't use her hands again, and that's when it occurred to her that she hasn't had pain in her hands in a pretty long
Right?
time. But since she's also dealing with other things, she wasn't even paying attention to that. It went away. So again, sometimes maybe a person should stop for a week or a couple of weeks just to see what it's actually doing for you, because I think we
Yeah.
we get comfortable and used to feeling better, right? And again,
Absolutely.
some people deal with so many things that, like, we have this girl Rebecca. I played a video the other day. So she had 7 autoimmune diseases and multiple prolapse, like I guess a hole in the heart, and then the story goes on. She had like 3 strokes and a heart attack, and like there's so many
Jeez.
things going on, and she doesn't have her heart condition anymore. It's completely gone, which is what her doctor said, humanly impossible. They told us humanly impossible. Well, clearly not. And then I think a few of her autoimmune diseases are gone now, but not all of them yet. Because again, if you're dealing with a lot of things, you can't expect to be great as quick as somebody that's maybe have a little shitty hair, or whatever they're dealing with. Most
Yeah,
people
of
have many
course.
things, right? And I think like for me, okay, so my own story was I had scoliosis, I had arthritis, I had allergies, I had really bad hair. I didn't have bad skin. I had nice looking skin, but my skin would be like dry madness, right? And I also had really bad nails. That's why I always did like fake nails, because my nails were so weak and they would just keep breaking. Um, what else did I have? Yes, but like the arthritis was really the big deal because it was literally everywhere. I had a herniated disc not just before I started the products too. I had a torn shoulder. I've injured both my knees. I broke my foot and toes 5 times. This is a lot. And
Yeah.
like I So my first thing was honestly the joint discomfort. The hormones started regulating. So I had really bad ovulations with a lot of cramps and swelling. That went away the first weeks. So that was like, oh my god, something's happening. And then again, it took almost 2 months for me to be feel like my joints felt good. 2 months for that. And then fast forward, like the hair, I don't even know when the hair happened because I had extensions in still. So I actually don't know. When I came here to train MMA, I took the extension out. I was like, this isn't gonna work. We're sweaty all the time. This is gonna,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to keep my hair up all the time, Take it out, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Like it's not as thin as I remember, That's cool. But and then now fast forward to now when I take in the core too, like my hair is still getting better. And this is a year later. So like I feel like things are still kind of happening, and I would like to think that most of my things have reversed at this point, but I just did my blood work yesterday, so I'm very curious to see what it looks like,
Mm.
because I didn't have a bad panel before, but a little few things that were could have been better, so then I can compare them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been one of the biggest things I noticed when I moved to the States was how I felt. And even eating clean as a bodybuilder,
Mm.
um, I still never felt as good as I did back at home. And I was like thinking, is this just aging? Like, what is it? What is the issue here? And then tidied up, really cleaned up diet and started looking into what I was eating and how things were affecting me. And
Mm.
the how I felt after a couple of years of the US diet compared to the European diet was night and day. And then along, like I said, with cleaning up diet a lot and
Uh-huh.
running, it's just made me well, to the fact of a couple of weeks ago I went back and played soccer again.
Uh-huh.
And I've not even, not that I've not felt that I could, but I've definitely felt, yeah, should be careful. I don't want to break any bones. Things feel like glass.
Mm.
When something goes wrong and this could really derail, bodybuilding and everything. So I stayed away from it. Even with snowboarding and stuff like that, I've had to take it easy. But now I feel like I'm 21 again, ready to go run through a wall, send runs, and taking falls and just bounce back up, and felt great. And that was a real worrying kind of concern that I felt in that since coming over to the US and feeling that way.
Mm-hmm.
You've really got to be careful what you put in your
I'm
body
the
over here,
same because my
unfortunately.
knees, you just walk around feeling fragile, right? Even when you don't
Yeah.
have pain, you're just fragile. And I was actually telling Joel just the other day. So I'm in an MMA gym. Guess what the fuck we do here? Jump rope, right? Like, forget that I could do anything like that. The reason I did bodybuilding was because in bodybuilding, everything is so slow and controlled, and I could just skip. Like, I wouldn't do, you don't see me do squats. Forget it. I would
Yeah.
do on the Smith machine with my feet like way out there, because God forbid my knee went an inch over the toe and I'd be done for the week. So like that's why I did that. And I mean in MMA, we can control these things. Like it's not like you're in a fight and you're like, wait a second, my knee can't go over my toe because it's not gonna work.
Wait.
Yeah.
You
Excuse
can't
me.
crank my shoulder that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Do it this way.
So
It's the only way it goes.
mm-hmm. So it's been like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I first came here, I was like, let's see how this goes. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna say I have like a fear, but of course, I mean like my body has been fragile for so long, and I mean I did hurt myself a few times on the training, but and which is also why I stay away from doing the contact training right now, because I need to be good enough. And a lot of these people have been training this way since they were kids. Like my
Yeah.
body's used to the impact of getting hit. I'm used to impact of pushing super heavy weight, which is completely different than getting hit.
No,
So,
absolutely.
but considering how my body was, I mean,
But even,
haven't really had anything really bad happen.
but even point in case, would
Hmm.
you consider doing this 3 years ago?
No, I wouldn't have considered doing this 1 year ago, because one year
So
on wait, what is it now? 1.5 year ago, I got my world title, and I might have told some people, but I spent, and I'm not saying do this, but I wanted that world title really bad because when I have a goal, I go for it. I spent around $5,000 a month, and don't even ask where that fucking money came from, on people to help me get to that title because I had one trainer with electropads only so that I could train to failure because training to failure was never a part of my life. And if you
Yeah.
really want to progress, you need to try to train to failure, right? So he
Yeah.
used the electropads because they would help my body keep pushing when it couldn't. And then I had a deep tissue guy, a rehab chiro guy, and a stretch guy. This is 3 sessions a week plus like I'm paying for all these people, you know? That's a lot of
Yeah.
fucking money.
It adds up. Like,
And then I got a herniated disc and then I had to go many times a week. So yeah, it took a lot of work. And I mean, not to say that these sessions are not good. I mean, getting that body work and stuff is fucking fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But last year, I just do myofascial release on my own with my sticks and my balls now. I don't need any really help. And last year, I only had one session in the whole year. And this year I've had when I torn the hip, I went to a session here with a guy in the gym, and then I scheduled another one, and I never went back.
yeah.
Like,
No, girl, same thing. Like this prep, I had one soft tissue
mhm,
session, and that was just before it was 2 weeks out. I'm like, shit, I should just get this done for aesthetics anyway. I don't
mhm,
really feel I need it. And even when I got work done, the guy's like, "Oh, your muscles are really responsive. You know, things are feel great considering you've not done anything regular." And it's like
mhm,
I'd be screaming for it when it, needed to get it done just to keep things moving.
yeah,
Nothing this year. It's complete game changer. It's and refreshing. It's just amazing to have that confidence again in the body and feel that way. Like things didn't feel bad, but when you're race rallying the car
mhm,
intensively, you've got to get stuff done.
yeah.
But that limitless is
I
it's
know.
phenomenal.
For anyone, so the beta lanes, our beta lane, one capsule has 500 beets worth of beta lane, so it's a lot. Like if you drink beet juice or eat beets, you're never gonna make up to the amount that we have. So when you take um the capsule, it reduces your inflammation, your cellular inflammation every day. So let's say that you feel great already, you don't have these joint issues that we used to have, and you just feel good. By your training, you're getting inflamed when you train. So
Yeah.
this is helping you reduce that inflammation every day, whether the inflammation came from something you didn't cause or if you caused it. We have this guy, Joel's friend Eric. I don't know how old he is. Like he's older, like 45 ish, something probably. And he now, which he said he could never do, he trains jujitsu now like 5 or 6 days a week. And then he goes on these golf trips. And he said he doesn't get sore.
I mean, and that torque on the lower back with the golf swing. If you got issues and you're not doing that.
He's saying,
it's just
when he
this.
goes on the golf trips, like all the other guys are like, oh my God, everything hurts. He's like, I'm telling you, just try. He's like, I don't know why they don't want to try it.
Yeah, it's seeing is believing.
Yeah.
And again, after you guys came through, I tried the fuel recently, and because I was traveling a lot, so I don't like to. I like to be running optimum before I add something in, and I
Mm-hmm.
love my pre workout. Like I'm a
Yeah.
stim head. I like
You need to
you
get
know
off
a good.
it. The
I
fuel
love
is way better than pre-work.
that's oh, absolutely. But like I said, it's just personal preference. I love
Mm.
my pre-workout. That's kind of my get in the zone when you feel the tingles and the blast of caffeine. It's like
Ooh,
okay, it's on
you like
beast
the
mode.
tingles.
Let's go move some shit.
Hmm.
And I gave this a go on leg day. I was like, right, I've had a good stint in the gym. I'm running optimum. Like, let's go, let's try
Hmm.
it. Holy shit! It was
It's interesting,
you.
right? Because you don't really feel anything,
No,
and then
there's
you
no
just
blast off.
do.
You just go.
I
You just
know.
go.
It was, I think,
So,
Joshua. He had snuck fuel into his nephew's bottle or something. And then he's like, "Oh my God, I had like the best workout of my life," and he did it because I guess he didn't. I don't know. He wasn't interested or whatever. And then he just snuck it in, and he's like, "You want to try it now?"
No, and again with the no stimulant, no
Mm.
caffeine, so it's great because I do revert to like non-stim
It has
pre-workout for trade out like that.
green tea, so it does have a little bit of caffeine,
Oh,
but
I
it's only
mean,
green tea caffeine. Hmm.
but in comparison to the stim that's in some of the
Try one
pre-workout,
time. Okay, so we have the secret formula here: fuel,
let's go.
focus, and a capsule of Limitless. Mix it all together.
I'm gonna definitely give that a go.
So I'm not to say that it's a good thing, but sometimes we drive a lot, and
Yeah.
we yeah mix some focus and fuel together, and then you do your 20-hour drive. It doesn't have to be for training. I do it sometimes too. If I do these long live streams and I do it in the middle of the night, then I
Yeah.
drink it for the live stream.
Yeah, no, I believe it. It's like I said, I gave a couple of samples to my client to try, and she came in and was like, "So I went and played. I went to the gym. I went for a walk. I took the dog out for a walk, and then I came home, and then I cleaned the house until 10 o'clock because I still had all this energy." And I was like,
Yes.
"Okay, I get it."
Yeah,
It's just like I love it. It's amazing.
that's good
It's,
stuff.
yeah, it's
I did.
you know,
Well, now I can actually drink a whole focus, but the first time I tried the focus, I I took called Joel. I should probably take half of those because I've been going all day long and I don't even want to go to bed now. And it's not even again like you don't really feel it. It's
no,
just
it's not. It's you
there.
just keep going. It's just a
Yeah.
train. You just keep plowing through. There's
Hmm.
like I said, it's not like a surge of energy.
Hmm.
It's just you dial in and you just go.
So if anyone's like understand these kind of stuff, so it gives you cellular energy and increases your ATP without lactic acid. So maybe some people understand that, maybe some don't, but a lot of pre-workouts and energy drinks, they give you a boost and then you crash. And that's
Yeah,
what you don't want. You don't want the crash.
yeah, and
And
especially if you're training in the middle of the day or
mhm,
you got a business person, busy schedule, and it's not your priority of
mhm.
solely lifting. It's not pleasant when you want nap time after the working out and you got things to do.
Yeah.
So it's having not having that crash is huge.
We have a neurophysiologist on the team, and her name is Mindy. And I'm actually gonna do a live with her because she's done brain scans on people after they drink the focus, and
Hmm.
you can actually see on the scan how the brain just turns on, and it does the same thing in a person with ADHD.
Wow.
It's really cool. Yeah, so she has actual scans. I know she posts them sometimes. She's this woman who used to have lupus, which is just absolutely completely gone. Her
No
test
way.
doesn't even exist.
Now
Hmm.
I know a few people that are
Hmm.
suffering with that,
Yeah.
and
So a lot of I've
yeah,
actually so I went and did this test a little while ago. I told you about with the parasites and heavy metals and such. And
yeah,
so I did the test, and then you can do a consultation with these people. And I actually didn't, and I don't want to do it because the owner has a chronic lupus. So I tried to contact them and said, "There's no such thing as chronic lupus. Can we have
mm,
a conversation?" They never got back to me because I was like, now I
mm,
don't fear. I mean, not to say that, okay, she doesn't know that, but you're going to run this massive company for helping people with their health and you claim, and then you can go to online and read her entire story, what it's like to live with chronic lupus. Okay, let me take it away for you. Like,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, we have so many lupus stories. And again, I can't say how long it would take. I don't know with Mindy actually. I'm going to have her obviously come and share a story. I don't know how long it took for her to be free, but it's not that long because she joined around the same time as me. So it's only a year ago and she's been free for some time. So it's less than a year.
I
And
mean
she
that's incredible.
actually only started with focus.
And how long has she been battling with the lupus?
Um, a few years. She
Yeah,
had, I think, a few years.
that short period of time is
Mm.
nothing.
No. Yeah, so lupus is
Like,
a big thing, and we have a lot of stories. And then actually, I have a good example of this. So she's one of the people who had lupus. Mindy lives relatively healthy, and it took her less than a year. And then we have two other lupus stories, because I was talking to a woman on the phone one day, and she's asking a lot of questions as she's wondering. So I said, I'm going to share you a few different stories. So we had one other woman. For her, it took I think she said like 16 months or something to be free from it. And then we have another woman, and for her, I think it took close to 2 years. And I was trying to so this Mindy, healthy person, this other woman,
More,
average-ish,
more
but
average lifestyle.
somewhat
Yeah.
healthy. And then we have the third person, not so healthy. So just to point out, yes, it can take a little longer if you are not trying to be a person that actually think about what you do in your day. What are you eating? What are you doing? What are you drinking? All these things do matter. So of course it will take probably longer if you are not paying attention to these things.
Yeah, that's like I said at the beginning, health and fitness. You're coming at it multiple angles, from what
Mm-hmm.
you're eating, lifestyle, how would you expose yourself to,
Mm-hmm.
nutrition, um, and like with my dad, there's
Mm.
no structure to his nutrition. I help guide things, but what the world that they grew up in is a complete different world to what we grew up in with food
Yeah.
sources. So it's hard for them to understand that things aren't good for you, or
Yeah.
whatever they ate when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the process, was a little slower because he wasn't covering all bases. But
Mm-hmm.
it worked. But
Yeah.
if you're not, the more boxes you tick and focus on your health,
Mm-hmm.
it just catalysts the
Yeah.
healing process.
Actually, we're gonna wrap up soon, so you can jump over to Joel. But have
Yes,
you noticed, since you've been on the product, have you noticed that you get less hungry?
I can eat all the time.
Okay. Because we have a whole thing
After the
about this.
cut.
So I used to eat about 3,500 calories a day when I would prep for shows. I ate a lot. And just to kind of point out, so the Acemannan gives the body all the nutrients it needs. So these days, I actually only eat 2 meals a day. And it's a lot less than I used to. And I also fast, not every week, but probably every 2 weeks. I fast for 3 to 4 days.
Well,
And I feel great. I can still train and everything because I'm getting all my nutrients in anyway. So you eat food for nutrients, right? So if you're already getting
absolutely.
nutrients from Acemannan, you don't actually need as much food. And not to say that you couldn't eat it. Go ahead. But a lot of people have been noticing too that they're not as hungry. No, because your body isn't yelling for you to put things into it anymore. So I believe, especially bodybuilding industry or people just wanting to lose weight, it does help with your blood sugar levels. First of all, you get less cravings, but it also probably will make your body not need so much things, which will also result in you probably eating less shitty things too. And for
No, absolutely,
bodybuilders,
and
imagine these
I think
guys who has to eat like 7,000 calories. Imagine that maybe you don't need to do that.
yeah, and reflecting back on the cut, like I definitely wasn't as hungry. I do push things low, but I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty stable. There's some days I can think back where like the hunger is just ridiculous. But
Yeah.
in fact, reflecting back in the deepest days in the trenches, and this year I held condition for like 12 weeks, which was the most I've ever done that. It
Uh-huh.
was pretty manageable. Like it
Mm.
was pretty. I was okay. Like I'm not gonna say I was fine because you're
Mm.
not. But it
Mm-hmm.
definitely hunger and stuff like that. There wasn't too crazy urges.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree.
It doesn't. Okay. So let's wrap up with your let me see, which one should we play? Let me play your dad video here. And then we'll call it a day. Let's see.
Unfortunately, during the COVID pandemic, my dad fell rather ill. A friend reached out. He had scarring on his lungs. He'd been reliant on an inhaler. Once he started this product, he came off the inhaler. He reached out and said, you need to try this.
You have what we call COVID asthma, COVID pneumonia, scarring on your lungs from COVID. After taking the Acemannan, I haven't hit an inhaler in like 8 days. I can breathe. I also haven't been able to smell for 2 years. The other day, I get my sense of smell back, so I can smell again.
Before getting Dad onto these supplements, he would have low days where he would have shortness of breath, sleeping a lot, and probably depression as well. Ended up having a pacemaker fitted. He has scarring on his lungs from bronchitis as a child, which wasn't quite treated right. I got him on a month after myself because I noticed the changes really quick. Now he has got his twinkle back. Big, happy-go-lucky guy, and he has that sparkle about him again, which I haven't seen for the last 2 years. He's now currently going to the gym 3 times a week. He doesn't have shortness of breath. He just had a check-in with his doctor and his lungs have actually improved a little bit. He is 81. From 12 months to this day, complete different person. It's wonderful to see when it's your parents. We live on a big hill. He struggled to walk just to the top half of the hill. Now he is walking over a mile, no problem. And he never walked a mile before. So the fact that now that he's doing it, it's phenomenal.
That's cool. And then you said he just had another checkup now. So this is
Yep.
a little while ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the his latest scan of his mucus samples and stuff, they were very happy and a little bit of progress.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get more detail on that to have better data to share.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was very proud when he called me to tell me about that. And again, it's just giving them confidence and giving them quality of life.
Yeah, and I think that in itself will also help the progress, because if you walk around being stressed about not feeling good, that's only going to make it even worse, because, our minds are also very powerful and our minds can make us
Yes,
better or worse too. So the fact that he's seeing something, getting a little happy, it's only going to make it even better.
absolutely. And like you said, when you're in chronic pain, how
Mhm.
can you think straight?
Yep.
The joint pain you've suffered and stuff like that. I've
Mhm.
had a mild version of that with my back and my neck and stuff. But when it's in full swing, it's brutal. Just the simplest of things.
Mhm.
It's hard to think straight. So
Yep.
just relieving that,
Yes. I had a
you
conversation
just
with AJ Ellis. So him and his wife joined a while ago. They're only on their first
yeah.
month. And we were laughing about it because him and me both, we always had to hold ourselves to sit down on the toilet seat because the knees couldn't do it. So if you're home in your own home, you can put your hands on the seat and sit down. But if you're out in public, you're not going to fucking do that. So then you have to like find something. You're like, okay, let's get a small toilet booth so I can hold on to things, because if it's too big, then I'm not going to reach. And then I'm not going to sit on this toilet. And I don't necessarily want to sit on it on a public bathroom. So, I mean, it's kind of funny. We like laugh about it now, but I'm like and I did that for so long. I mean, being like 30 and not be able to sit down on the toilet without assistance, like that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, those are huge wins, and the quality of
Yeah.
life. It's you guys have just got to try it.
Yep.
Give it 2 months. Leave the bar alone. Focus on yourself, and it will set you up for a pathway of success and just a game changer in your quality of life.
Yep.
The worst thing that'll happen is you feel better.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you go, but thanks for sharing, and then I'll bring you back later again
Thank you,
because
Gil.
we want to hear more about you and Daddy later. How it goes.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, and
Have a good
congratulations
day.
on your recent achievements within the company, kicking ass.
Yeah, I'm right now
Well done,
helping
Gil.
300 kids a month, but we have
Amazing.
only started.
That's right.
We're gonna save them all. Okay, I'll see you soon.
See you soon, Gil.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, we had an early morning live today. Somebody asked, I'm gonna ask it, what are the name for your glasses? So I buy these, they're blue light glasses for the screen. So I have a bunch of different ones. Honestly, I just got them on Amazon. So they're different colors. You can get the clear ones. I have clear too. And then you can do yellow, orange, or red, depending on how much of the blue light you want to block out. So the orange takes out a lot, and then red is the next one. It's just that I do a lot of photos and videos, and when I have the red ones, I can't see the screen. Like it takes away so much and everything blends together. So the red ones are good for just wearing in the evening. Um, I think you're just supposed to wear them like for the last hours of the day to kind of like let your mind calm down and so on. So yeah, you can just search blue light glasses. They come in all shapes or forms, and just pick your color of how much of it you can shut out. It's an adjustment to wear them because here, like, it does take away a lot of colors, let's just say. I hope that answers your question. And what do we have? We have Saturday today. I today is the last day. If somebody is interested in the Alovea Pro program, basically it's for pro athletes or coaches or something of the sort, people that have a big network within health, fitness, and such. So we're doing a big trip together soon in a couple of weeks to Bear Lake, and today is the last day to apply if you're interested in being a part of this and saving people, helping yourself, your family, helping children all over the world. So we donate every time somebody buys a product. We donate the same Acemannan technology to children around the world in orphanages, community center, hospitals. So there are a lot of kids that are born with disabilities and kids with a lot of health issues and malnourishment, and then we give them this product and their bodies can start to heal themselves. So it's very special, and I got to go meet the kids last year. I might go this year again, hopefully. But if you guys are interested, you can hit me up and you can potentially apply. You can be a part of the movement regardless, whether you are a pro or not. The pro program is a basically a sponsored athlete program where you can get a bunch of fun stuff for free. And I'm gonna tap out because I have a MMA session right now with my coach, so I gotta warm up so I don't jump into this session cold. But I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Mwah. Doesn't want to cancel.